Hey guys, it's Melanie. Welcome back, or welcome if you are new. Hope you're having a fantastic Friday. With it being Friday once again, that means it's time for another episode of Yield Weekly Beauty Chit Chat. If you are newer around here, this is a long-running series where I just chit chat about all of the fun, frivolous, completely unnecessary beauty products that I was personally loving or obsessing about over the course of the last week. As always, I have a fun little lineup to share, and I'll go ahead and list and link everything in the description box below this video. If you'd like to know where to purchase these items, read up other people's reviews, look at in-depth ingredient information, yada, 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 check out the description box. It is usually a plethora of information. But anyway, I hope you had a great week. Let me know how your week was. Let me know what you were loving in the comments down below. I always like to see what you guys are up to as well. I had a good week. It was a little hectic and busy, but I think it was a good, productive week for me. We're actually leaving on vacation next week. My mom is coming down to stay with the dogs, so I'm trying to get everything ready for her, trying to make sure that we have everything we need for our trip, you know, passports, all that fun stuff. So yeah, Craig isn't, he is a little bit more easygoing when it comes to leaving for vacations, whereas I am more type A, like hyper organized, like we need to make sure we have all the things. He is polar opposite, and he's like, if we forget it, we'll just buy it when we get there, which I don't know, I don't love that. So I put the pressure on myself, but I feel like it results in us saving a little bit of money by being prepared. So anyway, I'm excited for vacation. Honestly, this is my first like real break in quite some time, and I need it. I need to give my brain a little break. So anyway, I'm looking forward to that, and I'll definitely miss you guys while I'm gone. I'm trying to prepare a few videos that will go up while I am out next week. We'll see if I can get any of that done. So far, I don't have a single video prepared, so it's going well. Anyway, let's get into the favorites from this past week here. So let's start with Perfume, which is where we always start. This was honestly such a like hodgepodge week when it came to perfume. Usually I kind of have like a theme in mind or like a specific fragrance category that I am focusing on. But this truly was one of those weeks where I was just reaching for something different every single day. So I just grabbed a few of the things here that I was enjoying this week. So let us start actually with this. I don't usually purchase the Bath & Body Works fragrance mists because do these last more than an hour? No, absolutely not. But boy, do I love this fragrance. I actually fell in love with this candle. This is At the Beach. Oh, this is so beautiful. I love a warm, slightly floral, aquatic coconut fragrance during the summer. And this one, it's perfect. It is all of those things. In fact, let me read these notes to you if I can, if my eyeballs are going to cooperate. Man, I love getting old. Things are going downhill fast, including my eyes. I really need to go get my eyes checked, honestly. All right, so the notes are white frangipani blossoms, toasted coconut, bergamot waters, sea salt breeze, and sun-kissed musk. Oh my gosh, you guys. This is summer in a bottle. This is coming on vacation with me. I'm just gonna keep this in my little, I have this really cute little straw bag that I carry around when we go on the rare vacation here and there. But I'm just gonna toss this in my little straw bag, and whenever I feel like I need to freshen up a little bit, I'm gonna go ahead and apply this because, oh my gosh, this is just, it's such a happy summertime fragrance, but it's also just really, really beautiful. I love the frangipani in here, and the coconut is so pretty. It's definitely more of like a sunscreeny coconut type of fragrance. It's not edible smelling. This is not gourmand. This is definitely perfumey, but I think it's just absolutely perfectly done. And if you haven't stuck your nose in this, you should. I wish that they had a perfume available in this particular fragrance because I would snatch that up in a heartbeat. I would love this in a perfume format. It's so, so good. This kind of reminds me of Cocoa Paradise from last summer. I love that too. In fact, I have the Cocoa Paradise body spray. Maybe I should also toss that in my cute little straw bag. So, all right, another fragrance that I was reaching for this week. This is the Sol de Janeiro Cheirosa 62. I've always been obsessed with this fragrance. I just love it. It has notes of pistachio, a little bit of caramel. It just is so, again, warm, cozy, inviting. It's just absolutely beautiful. I cannot get enough of this one. I also have the body spray of this fragrance. I like to personally pair the body spray with the perfume because this particular perfume, I actually purchased this when it was first released, and I believe it's been reformulated a little bit since because honestly, this one doesn't last super long on me. So I find that pairing it with the Cheirosa 62 fragrance mist, that I get a little bit more lasting power out of this one. But listen, even though it doesn't last super long, I still adore it. And in fact, it actually pairs really well with the At the Beach. Oh yeah. Oh man, am I gonna have to take this? Okay, I can't fill my entire suitcase with perfume. Let me know how many fragrances you typically take with you when you go on vacation. I'm gonna be gone about just over a week, so not super long, but I do like to have a little bit of variety. I'm gonna try to limit myself to bringing 3 max, so I'm gonna have some tough choices here. All right, next. This is Penrose Secret Genius. Oh, this is another beautiful, kind of slightly perfumey gourmand. This one definitely has some caramel in it. So it's sweet, but it's not overly sweet. There's a healthy dose of vanilla here as well. This is really, again, warm, cozy, inviting. I feel like I was kind of feeling the warm, cozy summer scents, and this is one that I actually really enjoy year-round. If you have never sniffed this one out, honestly, I cannot say enough good things about this particular fragrance. I've smelled a lot of the Penrose fragrances, and Secret Genius is definitely my #1. You should definitely look into this if you are interested in this type of scent. And lastly, Skylar Isle Escape. Now, this is totally different from these other fragrances. This is much more fresh. Oh, this one's so pretty too, though. Yeah, it's a little different in that it's a little bit fresher, but this one I actually kind of started looking at again this week. I hadn't worn it in a really long time, but I started looking through my perfumes because there's a couple of perfume recommendation videos that I want to share while I'm out on vacation, so I'm trying to get that stuff together. So I've actually got this whole pile of fragrances over here for the citrus and fresh recommendations, and this, spoiler alert, is going to be one of the fresh scents that I'm gonna recommend. Listen, if you've never tried it, this is absolutely worth seeking out. It's a little bit, again, fresher, a little bit more aquatic, but absolutely delightful and definitely worth sticking your nose in. I'm pretty sure I bought this at Sephora. Your local Sephora will probably have this in stock. So if you happen to be at the mall this weekend, pop in and see if you can stick your nose in this. I'm telling you, it's really underrated. That is delightful. Anyway, next, let's dig into, where are we gonna go next? There's so much. Let's talk hair next. So last weekend, I finished a couple of hair care items. So I got to go into my backup stash over here and pick out a couple of new things to play with. And both of these items are from Bumble Bumble. I discovered Bumble Bumble in the very early 2000s when I graduated from college. I got a job right away, and with my very first paycheck, I decided to treat myself to getting my hair did, and I started going to this Bumble and Bumble salon in downtown Portland, and I fell in love with the hair care line there. So I've kind of been using it on and off for, gosh, that's 20 plus years now. That's crazy. That's wild. Time flies, man. So anyway, I think it's a really great hair care line. I actually have the gentle shampoo and the super rich conditioner in my shower right now too. Love both of those. But this is the Bumble and Bumble Prep Primer. This is a lightweight pre-styler for fine hair, which obviously I have. This is supposed to help smooth away tangles and preps the hair for styling products. So I have been using this right out of the shower after gently towel drying my hair a little bit. And this has done a fantastic job of helping my hair get rid of the tangles without feeling like I have to like force the comb through my hair. I'm very gentle when it comes to washing my hair. I try hard to not like create tangles, but with fine hair, eventually it just kind of happens no matter how careful you are. So wet hair is incredibly fragile. So when I get out of the shower, I take quite a bit of time, like usually combing through my hair, but this sped up that process so much. This is totally extra. I don't think this is a necessity, but oh my gosh, did this make combing through my hair so much faster. Just a couple of spritzes throughout, and my comb was just like shloop, just went right through. Fabulous, love it. I'll probably keep using this. Again, it's not a necessity. If you can get through your hair easily with a comb without the need of something like this, that's fantastic. But for me, it usually is a little bit of a struggle. So love that. And I think I'm gonna go ahead and keep it in the routine. And then also I've been using I think this is actually my second bottle of this. This is a newer product to the thickening line. This is the Go Big Plumping Treatment. This is a volumizing leave-in treatment for hair plumping effect that lasts all day. And again, this is specifically designed for fine to medium hair. I had an event on, what was it, Tuesday this past week, and I sprayed this throughout my hair, and I also used my Kenra, what was it, the mousse that I love. I'll have to put the name of it here. I'm having a brain fart, but I used this along with that mousse and obviously a heat protectant, and then I ran a waver through my hair. My hair held on to that wave all night long, and I think it was specifically because of this. Usually when I just use that Kenra mousse, it's the Kenra thickening mousse. There we go, now I remembered it. Usually when I use that mousse, my hair will hold on to the wave for a few hours, but not several hours. This kept that wave in my hair, and in fact, I still had that wave in my hair the next day, so I didn't bother washing my hair, and I just rocked the leftover waves basically. But yeah, this is fantastic. I really like it a lot. It does not smell nearly as bad as the Bumble and Bumble thickening spray. That has a real like medicinal kind of herbal scent to it. This does not. This is really pleasant. This is kind of floral, I feel like, but light. It's very, very light scent. But yeah, I love this. This is fantastic. Again, I think this is actually my second bottle of it. I think I tried the first one when they first released this, and yeah, this is, listen, if you have fine thin hair, this is worth checking out for sure. Also, on Tuesday when I had that event, I decided to, prior to running the waver through my hair, I decided to get out my Rudy the Root Lifter. I know, but that's actually the name of it. That's what's written on here. This is a It's a crimper, and I feel like I have seen these, the company that makes this is called Volume. I have seen Volume popping up on Instagram again. I have had this in my possession for many years. I bought this a long time ago, and this, if you can see here, these like waffle plates here, these serve to put some lift at your root. Obviously, I did nothing with this mop of mine today, so, but the way that you do it is you basically like lift your hair up, grab a section underneath, and then you just put the little crimper in here, hold it for, I hold it usually for like 3 seconds, and then I go down one length and crimp it again. And it creates just a little bit of texture in your hair on the underneath that then lifts up the other hair that lays over top. So it looks like your hair is a little bit more voluminous, has a little bit more oomph to it. And again, as someone who has really fine, thin hair, a tool like this is crazy helpful. Now, if you still have your crimper from the 80s or the 90s, you could try that. But I think for me, this waffle design here is really the way to go. It works a lot better than a crimper does in terms of lifting that hair up. I don't know what it is about this specific design here, but it works. So if you have really fine, thin hair that you really struggle with, and you know, you need something like this to help you get ready on like special occasions, honestly, I can't recommend this enough. You do have the option to adjust the temperature here. I think I keep it at like 270, and that's plenty hot enough for me. Again, I don't keep this like clamped down for very long at all, just a couple of sections. And I never go over the same section more than once. I make sure to move that length down so that, you know, I'm not re-crimping the same area again. But this thing's genius. If you don't have one of these, I highly, highly recommend them. So definitely in love with that. Next, let's dig into some body care and just one skincare item, and then we will do the makeup last. I also finished up a body wash this past week. I am gonna have a really substantial beauty empties for the month of June. I finished so much stuff this month, you guys. I'm really impressed with myself. But I decided to go ahead and replace the Dove body wash that I was using with this body wash from Salt Air. I've never actually tried anything from this brand. If you're not familiar, this is actually a drugstore brand. I bought this at Ulta, but you can also find the line at Target. I went ahead and picked up the Skin Brightening Serum Body Wash in the scent Exotic Pulp. Have you smelled this? Oh, if you are a fan of passion fruit and camu camu, you need to stick your nose in this. Not only does it smell like $1,000,000 because it is just a sweet tropical fruity explosion, but this is such a hydrating body wash. This is fabulous. I definitely will be trying some of the other scents, but for summer, listen, if you need a new body wash for the month of July, get this one. It is so good. Again, you can find it at Ulta or at Target. This is fabulous. Now, this is supposed to visibly brighten your overall skin tone. I can't say that I've noticed that, but I do find this to be a very hydrating, moisturizing body wash. I shaved my legs with this earlier this week, and man, my razor was gliding up my legs. I got such a close, smooth shave, and I got to experience the most amazing tropical goodness while I was doing it. I mean, what more could you want? Listen, these are great. My friend Katie actually told me that I needed to try this brand, and yeah, I think she actually told me to try a different scent. I'll definitely get around to trying that scent that she recommended, but I could not pass up the Exotic Pulp. You gotta give this a try. This is absolutely gorgeous. In terms of skincare, there's only one thing that I want to share from this past week, and it is the Pharmacy 10% Niacinamide Night Mask. Have you tried this? Listen, if you are struggling with enlarged pores, you need to be using niacinamide on your skin. That is the one ingredient that really, I think, has made the biggest difference in the overall look of my pores. I use a lot of different ingredients on my skin. I also obviously do red light therapy. So there's definitely, you know, some other things that have contributed to the overall improvement of the look of my pores. But I feel like when I added niacinamide as a key ingredient, it really upped my skincare game a lot, and it dramatically reduced the look of my pores. So niacinamide will be a staple in terms of ingredients in my skincare routine, probably for all eternity. And this particular mask is fantastic. I like to apply this at the end of my skincare routine in the evening. It's the last thing that goes on. And when I wake up in the morning, my pores look so much more refined. This is something that I can use every single evening if I want to. I love the texture of it because it's just a nice lightweight gel texture, as you can see. And it really smooths onto the skin beautifully. I feel like this also helps to hydrate my skin a little bit as well. But what I started doing actually last week is I started applying this to my skin in the morning as well. Now, very sparingly and mostly just in like this T-zone area here, but it almost acted like a primer. It just gives your skin such a smooth look. And my makeup glided over top of this like nobody's business. If you have this and you've never tried it for the daytime, you do have to wait for it to dry down a little bit for sure. And I definitely use less in the morning than I do in the evening. In the evening, I tend to slather it on a little bit more. But this, I'm telling you, I think this is actually a pretty good primer here. So I'm gonna take this on vacation with me, and I'm just really glad that I decided to bust this product out again. Again, I've been through multiple jars of it, and it's one of those things that I just keep going back to because it just works. If you've never tried this, this is probably the one pharmacy product that I would recommend for those of you with enlarged pores. I'm telling you, this is worth the investment. Let's dig into some makeup. Okay, so I am on the tail end of a Kevyn Aucoin, the sculpting powder in the shade medium. Look at that glorious pan. Look at it. Isn't it delightful? I love finishing a makeup product. I go through definitely at least one of these every single year. I always have a backup on hand. In fact, I already busted out my backup. Let me show you what it looks like when you have a full pan of the product. Actually, this particular color is the best contour powder for me. The shade medium is perfect. I actually also have the shade light. I originally thought light would be a better fit for me. No, turns out the medium was. It's really like, it's the perfect cool toned powder to use for contouring your face. Honestly, I cannot say enough good things about this particular color, but also the formulation is fantastic. The one thing that is kind of frustrating though is I always finish this product in a way where there's like a huge hole in the middle. And I like to use this BK Beauty, what is this? This is the 107 brush. I think this might actually be meant as a blush brush or something, but I like how pinched this is, and it works really well as a contour brush for me, but it's hard to like get at the powder when it's, you know, just at the edges here. So I am gonna finish this. I'm gonna finish it, but it's a little harder to get to. So I decided to go ahead and bust out the new one to be able to use with this brush. And for contouring my nose, I'm actually also using another BK Beauty brush for that. This is an eye brush. This is the 206. So I can still use the 206 with this old Kevyn Aucoin here because it's a little easier to get this brush into this small amount of product just here at the edges without ruining the brush, if you will. So I still got a little bit of work to do on this, but I tell you what, in terms of sculpting powders or contour powders, I have never found a better color match than the Kevyn Aucoin, the sculpting powder in the shade medium. This is absolutely the perfect color for me. I've been using it for years now. This was actually a recommendation from my friend Susan a really long time ago. And as soon as I tried it, I fell in love with it. This is fabulous. And this is actually my last backup. So I'm gonna try really hard to not purchase a backup immediately because obviously I have this brand new one here, but it always makes me nervous that for whatever reason this is gonna get discontinued, and it just is such a perfect contour shade for me. I adore this. If you've never tried it, I know it looks really small and it is kind of expensive for being this small, but honestly, one of these lasts me such a long time. I mean, probably at least a year. It's good. Listen, that is the one thing that I will always splurge on makeup wise because, like I said, it just works incredibly well for me. Okay. I needed some new makeup sponges because all of my other ones were falling apart. I really use them until they are not super usable anymore. So I recently decided to pick up the Real Techniques makeup sponges again. Sorry, this one's obviously dirty. But I forgot how much I like the texture of these. They're very dense and they work incredibly well with powder products. I haven't really used this for my Westmore Beauty liquid foundation yet, but for my Laura Geller Balance and Brighten in terms of adding a little bit more coverage where it's needed, or applying my my pressed powder, well, this isn't pressed powder, this is loose powder, but I like to dip this into my loose powder and press that into my skin. This is a great texture. We all know Real Techniques as a brand, but I always forget that this is a really great affordable alternative to the Beauty Blender. So yeah, Real Techniques, thank you. I ended up getting a 4-pack of these from Ulta. Yeah, they're really super affordable, and honestly, I feel like these last the longest out of all of the makeup sponges that I've tried in the past. I think these are the longest lasting sponges, and they're really easy to clean as well. Speaking of loose powders, I love this iconic London. This is the Velvet Blur Translucent Setting Powder. I just keep reaching for this over and over again. It has a really nice little sifter on the top here. It does come with a nice puff, but this is hard to clean, so I don't really use this. So what I've been doing is just using this and sticking it into that netting here and picking up some product and pressing it into my skin. But this powder, if you need something to blur the look of your pores, you need to try this. This iconic London Velvet Blur, this is a must try for sure. So if you are in need of a new powder for the summer, check this one out. Last couple items, I'm really trying hard to finish this up. So on the days where I have not been using the Pharmacy 10% Niacinamide Night Mask as my primer, I've been reaching this for this Danessa Myricks Yummy Skin Universal Blurring Balm Powder. This I actually bought way back when my skin was quite a bit oilier. I like this on my oily skin, but I like it a whole lot better now that my skin is a little bit more combo. And I really don't have that much left. If you can kind of see, there's just like a ring of product on the outside here. This center, this is just hard plastic here. But yeah, if you're looking for an interesting texture to blur the look of your pores, that's probably a weird way to put it. I really did not think that I would ever like a product that has this type of texture. It definitely feels like waxy, and it feels like it's gonna kind of feel gross on the skin, but it doesn't. I just run my fingers over this and then press the product into specifically my like enlarged pore areas on my face. And I wait for that to dry down a little bit. And then when I go in with my powder foundation, again, it really helps to blur the look of my pores. I feel like this is just a really great product also to extend the wear of your makeup a little bit further into the day as well. So if you haven't tried this, I feel like this might be available in a mini. Maybe you can try it in a mini first, but yeah. Will I repurchase this? I think I actually might. I, again, like this a lot more now than I did when my skin was a lot oilier. But yeah, this is a great product. I think I'll definitely miss it once I finally do finish it. So who knows? I mean, you'll see if I repurchase it. But anyway, the last item that I want to mention is a mascara. Also finished a mascara this past week, so I decided to go with the CoverGirl Lash Blast Clean. I've always enjoyed the Lash Blast Volume, but this Clean, I think it's just as good as the Volume. I don't know that I can really honestly tell the difference between the two. They both have the same style of brush. Now, this is not actually my favorite type of brush. It has those like rubbery bristles. I really do prefer the they're not natural, but the traditional bristles that are on mascara wands. But this CoverGirl Lash Blast has always done a good job of helping me volumize my lashes. It doesn't give a whole lot of length. That's not the point of this one here. Obviously, it is meant to build a little bit more volume. But I really do think that this behaves basically just like the Lash Blast Volume. So let me know if you notice a difference between the orange tube and this really pretty light teal tube here. I don't. This one actually happened to be on sale at Fred Meyer when I was doing some grocery shopping earlier this week, so that's why I picked this one up. The Lash Blast Volume, for whatever reason, was not on sale. So, but turns out this is just as good. So if you're in the market and you've always gotten the orange tube, try the light teal tube, because this is also definitely a winner. So anyway, that is everything that I have for you guys for this past week. Don't forget to let me know what you are loving in the comments down below. I really appreciate you guys being here. Let me know if you have any questions, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Take care.